Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lakme Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 29th of August. US confirms Pathankot terror attack in India emanated from Pakistan. John Kerry meets Bangladeshi PM Sheikh Hasina, calls for strict action against terrorism. And Indian Olympians conferred highest sports award. And now for all the details. The United States has provided evidence confirming that the attack in the Indian airbase in January was planned and executed from Pakistan's soil. Our report.
Solidifying India's stand, the United States has handed over evidence corroborating that the Pathankot airbase attack emanated from Pakistan. India has blamed Pakistan-based terror outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed or JEM for the attack. New Delhi had also sent a proposal to Islamabad to seek access to the outfit's chief Masood Azhar, his brother Rauf, and some key players like Kashif Jan, identified by the Indian investigators as the main handler of the terrorists. According to media reports, US has informed India's National Investigation Agency or the NIA that the internet protocol or the IP addresses of social media site Facebook of terror outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed handlers who were behind the dreaded attack are located in Pakistan. The US investigation also reveals that the IP address of the website of the outfit's financial arm, Al Rahmat Trust, is also located in the neighboring country.
Now it is incumbent on Pakistan government to arrest Azhar Masood, the mastermind of Pathankot attack. The international community should put, I believe, more pressure on Pakistan. Otherwise, it will continue with its policy of involvement in other countries, or policy of supporting militant in other countries.
7 security personnel were killed when a group of terrorists attacked an Indian Air Force base in northern Pathankot city on January 2nd. Despite the Indian government providing evidences against the outfit and Pakistan's joint investigation team visiting the terror site, no concrete steps have been taken by Islamabad to bring justice to the perpetrators of the attack.
Indian President Pranab Mukherjee on Monday gave away country's highest sports award, Khel Ratna, to 4 Olympians who participated in the recently concluded Rio Games. Shuttler and Olympic silver medalist PV Sindhu, wrestler and bronze medalist Sakshi Malik, gymnast Deepa Karmakar, and shooter Jeetu Rai received the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award from the President. This comes as India on Monday celebrated the National Sports Day. The demand for freedom from Pakistan's rule is resonating not only in the country but also in different parts of the world. While exiled Baloch and Sindh leaders held demonstrations abroad to spread awareness about atrocities by Pakistan, protests were held by people in southeastern Sindh.
Baloch and Sindhi leaders held a joint demonstration outside the Chinese embassy in London against the ongoing China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or the CPEC project and gross human rights violations in Balochistan. The protest was attended by activists and nationalist leaders of various political parties who raised slogans against Pakistan's security agencies for committing atrocities in the name of an economic pact.
हमारी धरती, हमारे वसाइल, हमारी जो कोस्टल लाइंस हैं और उन पे मुकम्मल कब्जे का प्रोजेक्ट है. ये प्रोजेक्ट इज़ नॉट प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ इकोनॉमिक प्रोजेक्ट, ये हमारे बलोच और सिंधी कौम के लिए एक ज़िंदगी और मौत का मसला है.
A similar protest by Baloch activists was witnessed in Germany, who urged the international community to take note of the plight of the people in Pakistan's southwestern Balochistan province. The protesters also thanked Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi for supporting the cause of the Baloch people and raised the Indian tricolour while shouting slogans against the Pakistani establishment.
इंडिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर, दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी जमहूरियत के प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी साहब की बलूचिस्तान के अवाम के लिए आवाज़ उठाने पर दुनिया हिल गई है। अब हम बलूचों को दुनिया किसी और नज़र से देख रही है।
Back home, demands for an independent Sindh nation reverberated loud and clear in Pakistan's southeastern province. Sindhis who took to the streets feel threatened of losing their identity by the large-scale migration that is bound to take place due to the CPEC.
India has announced a package of $300 million for people displaced from Pakistan-administered Kashmir who are living in India. A report.
After Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed concerns over human rights violation in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, the Indian government has proposed around $300 million package for displaced people from the region living in India. Most of the displaced people live in different parts of Jammu, Kathua and Rajouri districts of India's northern province of Jammu and Kashmir. The provincial government has identified 36,348 families for distribution of the package, under which each family will get around $7,000. The Interior Ministry of India is expected to place the details of the package before the cabinet for approval soon. Pakistan-administered Kashmir was a part of India's princely province of Jammu and Kashmir until it was illegally occupied by Pakistan in 1948.
Myanmar President Tin Chaw was accorded a ceremonial welcome at the Presidential Palace in India's national capital, New Delhi, on Monday. He was welcomed by Indian President Pranab Mukherjee and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The visiting president inspected the Guard of Honour and paid tribute to leader of India's independence struggle, Mahatma Gandhi. Chaw is on a 4-day visit to India, and this is his first overseas visit after Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy came to power in March this year. He later held bilateral talks with Prime Minister Modi. Both leaders also witnessed the signing of 4 agreements and agreed to work together for the safety and security of people of both the nations.
I have also conveyed India's full support to the Peace Process Initiative under the 21st Century Panglong Conference. Our engagement is supporting projects in connectivity, infrastructure, capacity building, education, healthcare, and many other sectors. For their statements.
An Australian aid worker in Afghanistan who was kidnapped in April has been released. Kerry Jane Wilson, 60, was working with an NGO when she was picked up from a Jalalabad office by armed men disguised as security personnel. The circumstances of Wilson's release have not been revealed to protect those who remain captive or face the risk of Afghanistan or elsewhere. She had worked in the region for 20 years for cause of women's rights. US Secretary of State John Kerry met Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina on his maiden visit to the country on Monday. Security cooperation was said to be the focal point of the discussion.
US Secretary of State John Kerry has urged the Bangladeshi government to step up efforts to fight extremist violence and protect and promote human rights. Kerry, during his maiden visit to Bangladesh, met Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Foreign Minister A.H. Mahmood Ali in Dhaka on Monday. He also underscored the need for frequent communication with Bangladesh for fighting terrorism and militancy, reports cited. Kerry stated that the United States believes that elements of Islamic State are connected to operatives in Bangladesh. His visit comes as Bangladesh has been witnessing a series of killings and terror attacks, the most recent of which killed 20 people, including 17 foreigners, at a popular restaurant last month in Dhaka.
A young swimmer in India's northern Kanpur city set off in the monsoon-fed, swollen Ganges River to break her own record. She hopes to cover 350 miles by swimming for 7 days.
An 11-year-old swimming prodigy plunged into the swollen Ganga River in India's northern Kanpur city, hoping to cover a stretch of about 350 miles in 7 days and break her own record. Popularly known as the Little Mermaid, Shraddha Shukla aims to swim for about 12 hours a day through the next week. In her last achievement, Shukla swam about 170 miles from Kanpur to Allahabad city in 6 days.
कानपुर से वाराणसी तक तैरेंगे 570 किलोमीटर का टारगेट है और हम 7 दिन का है और हम नरेंद्र मोदी जी से कहेंगे कि हम बेटियां भी कुछ कर सकते हैं.
The young swimmer is trained by her father, who wants her to win an Olympic medal someday. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently announced the setting up of a task force constituted for the purpose of promoting effective participation among Indian sportspersons in the next 3 Olympics.
The fashion extravaganza of India, the Lakme Fashion Week, could not have had a more stunning close. Models and Bollywood celebrities turned muse for ace designers as the curtains were brought down. Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. US confirms Pathankot terror attack in India emanated from Pakistan. John Kerry meets Bangladeshi PM Sheikh Hasina, calls for strict action against terrorism. And Indian Olympians conferred highest sports award. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.